Parshas Tetzaveh, a parsha unique, as brought down by the Baal HaTurim, in that after the birth of Moshe Rabbeinu, the only parsha that doesn't have his name. And everybody's familiar with the Medrash, since Moshe Rabbeinu had said, Mecheni no mesifrecha, the Killas Chacham, even al Tanai, as Bavin Kaim was a. And there's a lot of discussion as to why that is in Parshas Tetzaveh. The most famous answer being, of course, that it almost always comes out as Zayin Adar, to become Moshe Rabbeinu's yahrzeit. And why that has to be connected to it is an interesting shaila on its own, but I'd like to discuss something else. I have not sat down to do it, perhaps I should, but maybe somebody will, to count up how many times in Parshas Tetzaveh the word Va'ata is located. The first word in the Parsha is Va'ata, and that is HaKadosh Baruch Hu talking to Moshe Rabbeinu directly. It's an amazing thing to think about because we take it for granted. HaKadosh Baruch Hu talking directly to Moshe Rabbeinu. And the whole Parsha from beginning to the end is Va'ata, V'ata, V'ata. So that's one interesting ha'ara. Or V'yasisa, V'sipisa, V'yasisa, V'nosata. Everything is me and you, me and you, me and you, me being HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The first mitzvah in Parshas Tetzaveh is Shemen Zayazoch Kosus Lamor Ha'alois Ner Tamid. Ha'alois Ner Tamid. Concept of Tamid, such an important concept. The last line in Parshas Tetzaveh talks about the golden Mizbeach, the Mizbach HaKetoros. The Ketoros was done also every single day, Baboiker Baboiker. But there was one particular thing that the Mizbach HaZohav was necessary for, and that was just once a year. The last pasuk in the parsha, V'chiper Aaron al karnosav achas bashana, v'dam chatas hakipurim achas bashana. Twice time it says achas bashana, only once. But then it says Yechaper olav l'dor sechem. It's only once, but it's for every single dar. Every single dar. Kodesh kadoshim hu Hashem. Even though it's once a year, but it also has a certain aspect of constancy. And that leads me to the interesting machlokes in the Medrash as to which pasuk in the Torah is koilel all the other psukim in the Torah. This word I heard from my father, Olav Shalom, who heard it from Rabbi Hollander, who Olav Shalom Zatzal, who was the Marda Asra of Mount Eden Shul in the Bronx, where we grew up. This was his Rosh on Parshas Tetzaveh. Which pasuk, in his cute way, he would say, is the most important pasuk in the Torah? Of course, there's no such a thing. They're all equally important. But the Medrash says, which pasuk is koilel all the other psukim in the Torah? And the first Mandamar says, Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. The second Mandamar says, V'ahavta l'reacha kamoicha. And the third Mandamar says, from our parsha and also repeated in Pinchas, Es hakeves ha'echad ta'aseh b'boker, V'es hakeves ha'sheni ta'aseh bein ha'rabayim. The pasuk which refers famously to the carbon tamid. All of the mitzvahs in the Torah, the entire Torah, all of our limud Torah is to give us a connection to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, which is constant. Hashem should be in front of us constantly. Shibisi Hashem lenegdi samid. The concept of tamid is such an important concept. And in English, lahavdil, the word that we use is constant. The word is consistent, not only constant, but consistent. Our relationship with the HaKadosh Baruch Hu should be consistent. There should never be any slacking off. There never should be a time when I want to do this, I'm going away right now, I'm going to do something else, I'll be right back. No. Everything is the consistency, the constancy, the consistent and continuous connection with the HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That is what the pasuk is telling us. That's what the parsha is telling us from beginning to the end. L'halus ner tamid. HaKadosh Baruch Hu's light is upon us at all times. Our avodah to HaKadosh Baruch Hu has to be a avodah of esakeves echad ta'aseh boker, esakeves hasheni ta'aseh bein ha'rabayim, constantly. The peak of that, or the highest form of that, was avodah in Yom Kippur, which again was a constant avodah for dar doros, even though it only happened once a year. That is the message of the parsha. Moshe Rabbeinu's name is not there, but his presence is there very consistently. V'ata, v'ata, v'ata. Moshe Rabbeinu's representation of us before Kadosh Baruch Hu and representing Klal Yisrael also constant. constantly bringing us back to Hashem, constantly reminding us of what our avodah is, and we should be successful in that. L'dar daras. Good Shabbos.